We're gonna do something a little out of the ordinary. Usually we paint things, but this dresser's in good enough shape. We're gonna try to strip it down and restore it to the natural wood tone.
What? We're not gonna paint it? Just kidding. I've been obsessed with light gray tone stained antique dressers, and I feel like this is the perfect opportunity. The veneer's in great shape. A lot of the finish is already missing, so we're gonna strip it, sand it, and hopefully stain it.
Before we get to stripping it, we've got a couple structural things that need to be addressed. This drawer pushes in and doesn't slide right, and then we've also got a gap where the side is starting to pull away. Those should be pretty simple fixes, and I'll show you how we do that. We've got the dresser out in the garage. It's time to get started with some of those repairs we were talking about. This side of the dresser is wanting to break away from the rest of it, and I don't want to completely pull this off and re-glue this whole side because the back is holding strong, and so is this piece up top here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a little bit of glue here, and squeeze in as much as I can here. I'm gonna clamp that together, and then I will drill up through here. I'll countersink a screw here, and here, and I'm also going to do it on this other side as well, and then I'll screw those in and bring that tight. The glue should hold it together real nice and tight and account for expansion and things, and the screw's going to keep it strong while that glue's drying. So when I was starting to look in on the inside here, this has runners all along. That's what supports the drawer. This one is missing right here. It doesn't have its runner. You can see here. That's what the drawer slides on the sides. So I need to replace that. So this is 1x2 pine. I'm gonna glue this in along the side. It was probably tongue and grooved in at one point, but the old piece is gone and missing. So we're just gonna staple this in. The bottom two drawers are missing their drawer stops, so I need to replace that. So my solution is going to be these rectangle pieces of wood. I've cut them out, they're about 3/8 of an inch thick, and I'm going to glue them right here where the drawer stops used to be. So to strip all of the old finish and stain and everything off, we're going to try to get this back down to raw wood. I'm using Quick Strip. It's their fast paint and varnish stripper, and it's a non-methylene chloride formula. It's still a chemical. It doesn't stink as much as some that I've used, but I'm going to wear my respirator. I've got almost like a chemistry style safety glasses on so that I don't get any splash in my eyes, and my nitrile rubber gloves. If you can avoid it, keep it off your skin. The paint stripper's been sitting on here for about 15 minutes now, and I'm going to see how well it comes off and see if we need to do another coat on here. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, yes, that's working really well. So I've got a couple stubborn spots that are sticking a little better than I'd like. They're not scraping up real easy, and I'm worried about gouging the wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another coat of stripper on, let that sit another 15 minutes, and see what that does. I'm not going to make you suffer through me scraping all of these down, but I wanted to show you that drawer has had 2 coats on there, and this drawer has not been scraped at all. Alright, round 2 on this dresser top. I'm going to go ahead and scrape it off and see how it looks. The drawers are coming out really nice. The dresser top had quite a bit of wear on it, so we'll see how this does. I've gone to using the flat edge of my scraper, and that seems to be working really well to get some pressure on there. I'm starting to work on some of the details like the knobs and this trim here. So what I'm using is odorless mineral spirits. This will neutralize the paint and varnish stripper that I was using and make it so that I can paint it, but it's also going to clean these off without destroying the detail and having to sand them a bunch. I may still have to do a little bit of sanding when I'm done, but it'll be minimal. Now, I showed you the hard way to do it. If you've got a Dremel, you can get these little sanding wheels, and I'll put a link down below for them. They're about $10 for 40 of them, just fit on my Dremel here. And this is the lazy guy's way to do it. I'm about done stripping it. I've got a little bit more to scrape off on the sides, but I wanted to show you this real quick. There's some unevenness on the top, and I'm going to hit them with some 220 grit on the random orbital sander here. And then once I'm done sanding it, I'm going to clean it all off with the mineral spirits. That way this will be ready for the new finish we're going to put on it.
So Zeph's been out here in the garage working all day, and this project is more than we thought it would be.
It hasn't necessarily been hard to strip the varnish and the old stain off like this, but it is a little time consuming.
So you'll have to catch part 2 tomorrow, and we'll show you how we finish it all. Be sure to go to jamirayvintage.com for all your DIY needs. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
Hit the subscribe button.